Hello, and welcome back to Music Monday. Today we actually have a rather new band. I wouldn't say new, they've been around for a while, but they're a little more mainstream than the others that we've covered. And today, of course, we're talking about Deftones. Now, Deftones is a new metal band that's been around actually since 1988, which is a very long time. A lot of people don't actually know that. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about them before we get into the playlist. So one thing we want to talk about is how we were actually introduced to them.
Yeah, and that was actually through when I was a child watching
Cooler's Revenge.
Cooler's Revenge. Yes, got it because I was whining about it as a child. But we got it. We started watching it, and then it was one of like the most iconic scenes in the movie, and that's when he transforms.
Saves the bird.
He saves the bird and transforms into Super Saiyan.
Which a lot of people probably don't know this, but back in the early 2000s, Funimation actually did have a lot of rock in their movies, which is really cool because that's how we heard of Disturbed, Breakpoint, Deftones, the list goes on.
Yeah, and from there we started exploring the bands because we listened to one of their songs through the animated movie, which is really odd because it's just amazing how you can find music through the oddest places. And it just goes to show that you can really use music almost anywhere.
Yeah, that song, Change in the House of Flies, is actually one of the most known songs from them, but it's actually used almost everywhere in the early 2000s. It was on Queen of the Damned. Some of their songs were on True Crimes. The sequel, I think it's something about New York, Streets of New York. But this band, like I said earlier, they've been together for about 30 years this year. They put their first album out in 1994, and ever since then, they've been rocking and putting out some pretty cool music. So one thing I do want to let you know is this band actually is a pioneer of two subgenres, alternative metal and new metal. They do some progression too, but it is a very unique taste in the metal scene, and I feel like they constantly progress with their music over the years too.
Yeah, their art for the album works. It's decent. It's not like compared to the other
concept albums. Yeah.
Compared to the other artists that we've covered so far, which was, Blue Oyster Cult and Rush, and then obviously there's many more bands out there like Pink Floyd and Yes. It's not like on that level of art.
But I mean, like, the album does kind of convey the message it's trying to tell. It's not as expressive, but they do kind of cover little things within those albums. But without further ado, let's get into it. This is Deftones.